Gracias que kalosirtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. It is Meatless Monday, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a vegetarian version of pastitsio that's made with leeks. And it's perfect for Meatless Mondays. It's great as a side or as a main, maybe with some salad. Delicious and easy to put together, and another great way to use up those leeks. This recipe is very traditional in the part of Greece known as Roma, so that's where it hails from in case you're wondering. And it starts off with about 2 pounds of leeks. Leeks almost look like giant scallions when you see them in the supermarket. What you're going to do when you bring them home is you're going to cut off the dark green parts, and you're going to be left with the light green and the white part of the leek. That is the part that you're going to want to slice up. You could slice it either into rounds or half moons. I'm sticking to rounds today. And then put them in a big bowl of water and loosen them up. That's going to help whatever dirt is trapped inside of them to sink down to the bottom. Then carefully lift them out and put them in a strainer. If they're very dirty, you're going to want to wash them a few times, rinsing out that water, or changing out that water, I should say. Definitely don't pour the water over the leeks, because then you'll end up with the dirt on top of the leeks again. Just lift the leeks out, change that water until the water runs clear. Then you're going to want to put them in a pan with some olive oil and a little bit of salt, and you're going to cook them, they're cooking right now, for about 7 to 8 minutes, or until they're nice and soft and golden. In the meantime, you're going to want to get some Leek Pastitsio noodles. You can use bucatini instead. It's pretty much the same thing. They're basically hollow on the inside. They're tubular and long. And if you don't have those, definitely use whatever favorite pasta you have. Ziti will work well in this as well. You're just going to want to boil it in some salted water for about 10 minutes, or until it's al dente. Do not overcook it, because it's going to cook a little more in the oven. Then take it out and drain it, and then put it in a 9 by 13 inch baking pan with a little bit of butter, or a lot of butter. So I have some grated Parmesan here. You can use kefalograviera. That's definitely what's used in Greece, but it's kind of hard to find here in Houston. I have some Parmesan, and I also have some shredded mozzarella. Not traditional, but I love the pull that mozzarella gives once it melts. And I made lots of calzones this past weekend for the family, so I have plenty of shredded cheese left over. And then, also not traditional, but I'm adding it for that creamy, briny bite, some feta cheese. You already know this is going to be delicious. Then I'm going to add a pinch of crushed red pepper flakes. You don't have to if you don't like the heat. And some dried oregano. My favorite. And I'm going to toss everything all together. Now, this pastitsio doesn't have any bechamel sauce. I know when you think pastitsio, you think noodles, meat sauce, and bechamel. This doesn't have any, but you can definitely add some if you want to. If you're going to add bechamel to this, I have recipes of bechamel on the website. Then what you would do is not put it on top, because this is not known for the creamy custard top. You can make a batch of bechamel, maybe half a batch would be good, and stir it into the pasta if you want to have a nice creamy element. I'm keeping it plain today, but I like to give you options. Now I'm going to set this aside, because the next thing we're going to put in there are some roasted red bell peppers. I like to buy the ones that are in the jar that are sitting in brine. They're smoky, they're sweet, they're tender, and they add a beautiful pop of color. Now I'm using 2, but you can go ahead and add as many as you like. And you know what? One of the bell peppers was really small, so I'm going to add 1 more in here. We love bell peppers in this house. Okay, so while the leeks are cooking, the last thing that's going to go on top is going to be some slices of tomato. Roma tomato are my favorite type of tomato for this, because they keep their shape. You can also use cherry tomatoes or even grape tomatoes, because those are pretty sturdy too. And if you're using Roma tomatoes, just cut them into rounds. Just keep them ready. As soon as the leeks are done, everything's going to go together. You want to make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the last thing we need to prepare are some Kalamata olives. These are already pitted. If you can't find pitted, you can definitely get the ones with the pits and just slice around them. I'm just going to cut them in half. I'll just put them back in the little bowl so everything is ready to go. Okay, so once the leeks are soft and golden, you want to take them and put them over the noodles. They're going to sit at the top, and just spread them around so that way there's an even layer. You know what? I would even double the amount of leeks. I feel like This is not enough, but that's all I had. I went to the supermarket and I was looking for leeks, and the best leeks are the ones that are really long and full and have more of a white and light green area, because that dark green part is very fibrous and you end up not using it in anything other than like soups and stocks. You can't really cook it and eat it because it's just too fibrous and too hard. If I had time, I would probably even cut up an onion and saute it, but I'm just gonna go through this video. I feel like the more leeks you have in here and the more onion, it just gives it really nice flavor. Next, I'm gonna put the tomatoes on top. This is gonna keep it nice and moist, and they're gonna cook and roast and become beautiful and sweet. Now, in order for tomatoes to roast properly, they do need a little help. So we're gonna brush some olive oil on top, and then I'm also gonna sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. If you want to, you can put a little tiny pinch of sugar on top. I'm not gonna do that because they're pretty sweet already, but it'll give them a little bit extra caramelization if that's what you're looking for. And that's it. This is gonna go in the oven for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna top it with the Kalamata olives, and then I'm gonna bake it for another 15 minutes. Then it's gonna be ready. I'll show you what it looks like as soon as it's done. The Leek Pastitsio is out of the oven, and you just need it to set for about 20 minutes before you serve it, so that way it stays together. But since there's no sauce in it, it really stays together easily. You can serve this with a salad, maybe some tzatziki sauce, and that's all you need. If you want to serve it with some meat, you can do some grilled chicken on the side, roasted chicken, maybe some fish. It's up to you, but it tastes delicious. Some meatballs would be nice with this too, but I'm gonna serve it just like this tonight with a nice salad. I'm gonna take a little bite with a tomato in there, some leeks, and definitely a Kalamata olive. So simple, you get so much flavor. You guys are definitely gonna love this one. This is one that the whole family is gonna love. Best thing about it, the Kalamata olives are sprinkled on top. I know some kids aren't fans of olives, so they can just pick them off if they don't want them. It's not baked into it. Add your favorite vegetables, kick it up a few notches however you like, and let me know how you do it in the comment section down below. If you guys want to learn how to make tzatziki, click right over here, and I will see you right over there. Yes,